Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside. Well, I guess it's afternoon, isn't it? I am way late today. It's like 12:32 when I'm doing, or 12:33 now when I'm doing this. My day has just gone. I've been dropping things. It's almost like Mercury's not in retrograde yet. Let's see, 13 more days, but we're in the pre-shadow or whatever you want to call that of it. So sometimes you can start to see things go awry early on, but usually I don't have those problems, so I don't know what's going on today. But in any event, the moon governs magic, and the favorability is excellent. And of course, being Meditation Monday, we're going to be doing some meditation work here. Um, but if you don't want to, if you have other things in mind, that's fine too. Feminine magics, healing, intuition, cycles, reincarnation, astral travel, balance, and change are all focuses for magic on a Monday. Um, let's see. Let's just go over really quickly. The elements: water. Colors are silver and white. Crystals: pearl, moonstone, selenite, marcasite. I'm going to be using quartz, specifically Faden quartz. If you have some Faden quartz, it's very cool. I'll show you some of that. Also, moonstone I've got here, and some selenite. I also have some apopalite, but uh, anything like that will work. We have a four energy for the numerology today: foundation, structure, grounding, and patience. Now that's not the same as life path. If you have a life path, if you're today on the 13th, if you were born today, you would have a 9 life path, and that's a destiny involving service to others and humanitarianism and all that. The challenges are managing how you view the expression of freedom, balancing ego, and managing responsibilities. Now, the feminine or receptive presence is still having the strongest impact today in terms of polarity. Water is still having the strongest impact elementally. Air and earth are next in strength, and they are in balance together. And fire is finally doing something today. It's like it's like a 3 strength, so it's there, but it's increasing, so it's better than it was last week. Last week, will and motivation and creativity and inspiration might have been a little questionable, but it's getting better today. One thing you might want to look at: review the rune divination for the day: Hagalaz, Alyes, and Fehu. um, I'm going to be using, let's see, am I using Alyes? No, I don't think so. No, I'm not. I'm using, but I am using Hagalaz in as part of the things that you can put on the runes you can put on the altar. Um, let's see. The moon is in Sagittarius, which I'm married to a Sagittarian, and they often speak without thinking. They're very focused, very motivated, leaders, all of that. But sometimes they have like zero tact. So there you go. If you see any of that today, that's what's going on. The moon is waxing. It's crescent. It's in its crescent phase there. Self-assertion and the ability to accept challenges as part of that. First quarter is going to be, oh, that's today, isn't it? First quarter is today at 1:40 p.m. my time on the West Coast, Pacific Daylight Time. Let's see, and then it's full on the 20th. So we also have the 21st mansion of the moon active, El Beta. Let's see, this increases gain, harvest, building strength, and successful travel. It also can cause divorce, so maybe a little bit too much assertion. Again, Mercury goes retrograde in 13 days, Ceres in 25 days. So let's go back and look at what I recommend. Now, we're going to go within to draw back the energetic channels, which are both emotion and thought based, that you've agreed to and established with others, and begin the week anew. This is something empaths do. If you're empathic at all, it helps. You tend to absorb people's energies. It's hard for me to go into a store, for example, where everybody is it's just too noisy, too emotionally noisy, too intellectually noisy. So the empath and intuitive both in me has a very difficult time in big areas where, or around people that are having powerful emotions. It's very, very hard. To me, it feels energetic. To me, it feels wave-like. and it surrounds me and I have a very hard time. Typically, I shield and try to create some kind of bubble of light around me to prevent that sort of stuff from coming in. But if I turn my attention to it, there's a channel that gets developed, right? It may not last, but it's there. And sometimes you just have to go in and go into the meditative state and draw that energy back and see it dissolved. Well, see it dissolve first and then draw back whatever's left. I should say it that way, not to get ahead of myself. So what I'm recommending is you can hold a piece of selenite, which I've shown you this one before. They call this a worry stone. I mean, my gosh, how much worry do you have? Or you can do quartz, just a piece of quartz, but big enough, so you're holding on to something. I'm recommending faden. Now, faden, these are 2 pieces of faden. You can see how there's this line that goes through it. You've got multiple pieces of quartz that's sort of hooked together. The same with this one, although you don't see the line as easily as you can see it there. But faden quartz seems to have a stronger ability to invoke clarity and higher vision, which can be helpful when drawing back thought and emotion-based energetic channels. Some people call this cutting cords, which to me just sounds really harsh. And so I view it as dissolving channels. And I just think that it's a little, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's just nicer. I don't know. Anyway, if you have moonstone runes, this is moonstone. If you have some moonstone runes, you kind of have a twofer there. If you've got some moonstone, just you can put that on. If you don't have any moonstone runes, but you have moonstone, place that on the altar as well. But I would recommend using Hagalaz, Nathis, and Isa, the Norn runes, along with Alyis, Iwas, and Urus on the altar to increase psychic awareness and attunement. Yira can also be used to improve energetic flow and balance. And so these are just the energetic constructs you can have on your altar to just sort of infuse the whole, area around you with that kind of energy. You can use a white candle to help you enter the meditative state. If you like to do that, that's always nice to gaze into a candle flame. And you can also burn myrrh, or either in incense form or in resin form in a small cauldron, to help to achieve a higher state of awareness. Now, what I recommend, and it can be a little weird at first if you're not accustomed to doing it, is to use a conscious breathwork type of experience where you breathe in for the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the, exhale to the count of 4, and hold to the count of 4. If you prefer to work in 8s, which I actually do, I count mentally as I'm breathing into 4 and hold till I get to 8 and breathe out to a count of 4 and hold to the count of 8, right? So you're still doing it in 4s, all right? You just don't stop and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? That's how I like to do it, because to me it's less choppy. I don't know. That's just me. Do whatever works for you though, okay? And then you're going to want to do this throughout the entire meditative state here. And then from there, this is something that is kind of interesting. You're going to do some visualization. You're going to visualize a ball of light in front of you representing your energetic or astral body. I like to use a ball versus some kind of fetch form. We've talked about that before, but I like to use a ball of light. And from there, see your energetic channels going away, right? We've seen this visualization before in other things that are, that are showing electricity moving from something. And I like that. I just think that really describes what it is I'm experiencing, right? So do that and see each one as it, extends from the ball of light, each energetic channel. You can give them a color, but I like to keep it neutral as more of a whitish or a silverish or whatever, because I don't want to put any importance on the context of each one. I don't, if one is because I'm angry about something, or one because I'm yeah, I don't want to focus on the quality, in other words, of that energetic channel. I just want them to dissolve. Okay. So I don't want to put any more importance on it than that. When your conscious breathing is stable and the energetic channels are all visualized coming out of this ball of light, basically, and it can be white or silver, you can have gold, whatever you want it to be, any color, in fact, if you want, then once that's there, on an exhale, okay, and then the holding, exhale and holding, see the channels dissolve away. Okay. In fact, you can actually softly blow them away on your exhale if you want to, and see them dissolve into nothingness. Now, it might take a few times, just blow them away, and then come back and check it, see if they're all gone. If they're not, do it again. Do it as many times as you need to. Some might be more stubborn and tenacious because you're really focused in on something, so you've got a very, very strong channel that you've created. So recognize that, and eventually they're all going to go. And then when all of that's gone, when they've all dissolved, on the last inhale, draw whatever energy is lingering there, because you'll see it just kind of glistening about, back to your awareness. Okay. See the ball of light, which is your astral self again, grow in intensity as it replenishes your astral energy. So, because when we extend our energy out too far, to too many things, to too many people, to too many situations, we can feel depleted. And this is a way to just come back and get yourself re-energized to start the week, right? You can do this anytime. I do it a lot. Well, anyway, I do it a lot. So I tend to do this sometimes daily, sometimes more than daily, because, sometimes, I focus on too many things that irritate me. So part of that's being in the crone years, and part of it is just because I'm curious and I'm paying attention to too much stuff going on around me, right? Forming attitudes and opinions and thought channels to everything. It's like, oh, well, time to bring them back. And if you're like me and you do that, you might want to do this, morning and night, just to bring everything back and reset the table, so to speak. So anyhow, when you're ready, return to conscious awareness and end your ritual as you typically do, and go back to your day feeling hopefully refreshed and more energized and just more calm, really. So anyway, you get into that habit of identifying that stuff and seeing them dissolve. I think that you have a little bit more control over where you put your energy. And the thing is you can also become more hesitant to get involved. I'm probably that as well. It just depends on, what's going on around me. But if there's a whole lot, and going to a grocery store is unnerving right now. So it's just, I find myself seeing somebody without a mask and, okay, are you vaccinated? Do you have, what's going on here? So yeah, it's really, it's been a lesson in patience and in where I put my focus. It really has. And so, if it's as challenging to you as it is to me, then I recommend this, because it really works. At least it does for me. And work with it a few times, and I think you'll find that each time it gets easier to visualize all of this and to get yourself more in control. So anyway, that's it. Have a good day, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.